Hello and welcome back to Foundation Field. Blake Griffin, Luke Westpoli alongside for Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series. It's winner take all for all the marbles, for the whole enchilada tonight. And what a series it has been built up to be. Game number 1 was a bit of a bore, but game number 2 was wire to wire, an absolute fun game to watch. We saw great pitching and timely offense for the Joes. Luke, it just seems like everything's rolling for the Joes.
Yeah, team's rolling. You know, it was an interesting game last night. The team really felt like they were in control from the start, even though, you know, it's kind of weird to say that if you look at stats alone, as they only scored in that one inning and they actually trailed in the top of the fourth after giving up that solo home run. But it really felt like they were in control of their own destiny yesterday and that they were not going to be denied, and that was certainly the case as they tied up the series. Now you've earned yourself a chance. It's winner take all. It's a clean slate. You can forget about that game 1, as now, you know, it doesn't matter anymore. You just got one game to play for your season, as do the Lima Locos. Both teams going to be battling it out with their backs against the wall tonight. And, yeah, should be a really, really fun one. We got a good pitching matchup on both sides. Obviously, nothing to save for. Every arm that's up is going to be available tonight to throw as many pitches as they need, and it should be a fun one. It's going to be a clash of titans, best against best, and Locos and Joes here in Game 3.
We will have the national anthem here in just a couple seconds, and first pitch following that. Stay tuned. You're watching the GLSCL Championship Series here on the All-Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network.
And now, let's introduce the starting lineup for both teams. First, for the Locos. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 6, Ty Gill. Batting second, right field, number 3, Brian Herring. At first base, number 28, DJ Jackson. The cleanup hitter, number 34, designated hitter, Cade Sadler.
They're doing the lineups here at Foundation Field, so we will do the same. Starting as usual at the top of the lineup, leading things off for the Joes tonight, Parker Lester at second base. Following him will be Andrew Patrick in center field out of the 2-hole. Batting third, Nick Wimmers DHing tonight. Batting fourth in the cleanup, Steven Stigler out there in left field. Batting fifth, Evan Ulrich behind the dish. Did such a nice job last night. Threw him back out there again. Tristan Melvin in the 6-hole. He'll play right field. Clay Badalak batting 7th. He'll play short. Had a great game defensively yesterday. Batting 8th, Sam Lowe. He will play 3rd. And rounding things off, Cal Brazier, the Captain Canada, at first base. And leading the way on the mound will be Dawson Hall, the Minnesota Golden Gopher, who has been so good for the Joes consistently. You talked about it before we went to the national anthem. It's an absolutely great pitching performance for both teams as we are looking to have maybe another pitcher's duel.
Yeah, you know, and of all games to look at in the Great Lakes League this season, this is going to be the best pitching matchup you're going to see. Is every single guy that is available has anything left in the arm has a chance to get thrown tonight. The teams are going to put their best guys on the mound, so you got to think maybe it could be a pitcher's duel, but who knows? Maybe these hitters could get to some guys early. Talking to the Joe's coaching staff earlier today, and assistant coach rather, Ryan Finnerty, said he just wants to win. He doesn't care if it's 1-0.
Yep.
He doesn't care if it's 20-0. He said he doesn't care if it's 20-19. All that matters is just winning this one game. But yeah, it's going to be tough to score runs off both of these guys on either side on the mound, as Dawson Hall will start things off for the Joes, the lefty breaking baller out of Minnesota, and he will face off on the other side against Anthony Kyle, the Findlay Oiler, who had a sub-1 ERA for the Locos in the regular season.
Dawson Hall coming in, making his first appearance of the postseason after making 8 appearances for the regular season. 4 out of the bullpen, 4 starts, and 1 save, 28 and a third innings pitched, 27 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 27 hits allowed. Got the loss his last time out when he pitched against the Steam, but that was against the Steam team, who A, was on a roll, and B, was the last game of the season, so the Joes were kind of, I don't want to say they weren't throwing in the towel.
They were kind of half fighting for their life as well in that game, so take with that what you will. Dawson Hall hoping to have a night tonight. We'll see what happens.
Everybody ready to go here at Foundation Field. So are we. Game number 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series. Winner takes all. As things probably more lively today than they were yesterday. The crowd very early.
Yes.
We were setting things up and fans were already here. Anticipation at an all-time high here at Foundation Field. On the bump, Dawson Hall at the plate, Ty Gill. And is met with a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Dawson Hall doing what he does best. Likes to work quickly out of the windup. Ty Gill going to check his swing, foul it off. Out of play. Gill yesterday singled in the first inning, but then was 0 for 3 after that. Hit it to every single outfielder for the Joes as the 0-2 bounced in the dirt. Try to get him a chase on that one. A 5.19 OBP in the regular season from Ty Gill. A typical leadoff guy, but not something we haven't seen from people in this league as he rips that one down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, and it'll be just foul. Tristan Melvin was over there, getting there rather quickly as he had to go a long way. But Ty Gill with his speed and putting the ball in the corner, you thought that might have been 3 bags and a tough start for the Joes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gill was a guy, despite going 0 for 3 in his last 3 at-bats, he was able to find it, especially off of Tyler Hudson later in that one. 3 flyouts, hard-hit balls that just found gloves.
1-2 bounced in the dirt once again. You'll see Dawson Hall have a decent bit of variety when it comes to pitches, and will lean rather heavily on that breaking ball to get him strikeouts, as it's probably one of the best ones. And there it is right there, over the top. Strikeout to start the game. It took us 4 innings to get our first strikeout yesterday. Only takes 1 for Dawson Hall. Ty Gill becomes the beer batter tonight. Fans getting loud and rowdy as dollar off beers already. We'll bring up Bryant Herring, right fielder tonight for the Locos, as that one will miss upstairs. Tied for the playoff lead in hits with 7. As the 1-0 hit high into the air. Cal Brazier going to have to battle the sun, but has a beat on this one. Ranges into the outfield grass, makes the squeeze for out number 2. And much like yesterday, Dawson Hall, like Tyler Hudson, kind of settling in rather quickly.
Absolutely, but this was the guy who produced the offense for Lima yesterday, DJ Jackson.
The only run that came across was an absolute moonshot from this man right here.
Yeah, really one of the only mistakes we saw from Tyler Hudson on the mound all night.
Yeah, as that one swung on in the dirt.
Left it a little too much over the plate, a little high and in. Perfect for the righty Jackson to just turn and torque that one into the netting above the left field fence.
Nothing in one coming in. Chop to the left-hand side. That's going to be foul into the glove of Sam Lowe into foul territory. Tyler Hudson did get the last laugh as he got a backwards K the next at-bat off of Jackson.
And Hudson responded with 3 looking strikeouts in that same inning right after the home run. He only faced 4 batters.
0-2. Just off the outside corner. Dawson Hall trying to paint it. It was there yesterday, that outside corner. But it's not quite there tonight. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Everybody moving towards the dugout as that one fooled everybody. Beautiful breaking ball from Dawson Hall. But I guess we'll take one more pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to the 3-hole DJ Jackson as that one bounces in. So 9 strikeouts from the Joes pitching staff yesterday. Dawson Hall already with 1. That's the 3-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Took a couple extra pitches, but he was able to get the same results. As we go to the bottom of the first, Joes have their first chance to break across some runs. We're right back with the GLSCL Championship Series here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Joes coming up for the first time tonight. Would have crossed 3 runs yesterday in just 1 inning. That came in the 4th. Was enough to propel the Joes to the Game 2 victory. They'll keep the exact same lineup tonight. Baseball players superstitious. We are superstitious ourselves. I had to wash the same set of clothes. Wore it today, you know. If it works, it works.
It works.
But Parker Lester will lead things off. Has grown quite accustomed to that top spot in the lineup. As he will meet Anthony Kyle. Sends that one to left field, ranging over and making a dive. That's going to get past him and to the wall. Parker Lester on his horse. He's going to dig for 3. The throw from Velasco is not in time. 1 pitch and a big triple from Parker Lester.
How about that?
Wow.
Just floated out there.
We joked about a leadoff home run to put some juice into the team. I think I'd rather have the triple.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff there from Parker. Sometimes, you know, you're facing a lefty pitcher as a lefty hitter. He gives you something on the outside. Just throw the hands at it, see what happens. That was not the hardest hit triple in the world, but it got past Velasco, who dove for it.
We'll bring up Andrew Patrick as that one rings off the outside corner. Patrick, who was 0 for yesterday, has not recorded a single hit in the championship series so far. looking to break out of a 2-game mini slump as he's been absolutely on fire the last 2 weeks. Fouls that one to the backstop. Nothing in 2 to Andrew Patrick. We'll look to just put a ball in play here, bring home the first run of the ball game. Has to fight with 2 with Anthony Kyle up there on the mound. Couple of checks. Here comes the 0-2. Hit on the ground, up the middle to Ty Gill. Froze Parker Lester over there at first, who would not advance as Anthony Kyle almost had that with the glove. Better safe than sorry, especially with 3, 4, and 5 coming up.
Absolutely. After. Yeah, and if that's hit with 1 out, maybe you go.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're not going to get as good of a chance, but that's hit with nobody out. You got one more chance for arguably the most disciplined bat in your lineup, who's just really good with situational hitting coming up to the plate.
We'll bring up righty Wimmers. That's Nick Wimmers, who is our resident switch hitter here for the Hamilton Joes. First pitch to him, breaking ball. It's a beauty. Catches the outside corner. Seems like we're going to see a lot of that slider from Anthony Kyle as he makes his second appearance of the postseason. Pitched 4 innings, struck out 3, walked none, gave up no runs, and had 3 hits as the 0-1 to Wimmers fouled back.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was 4 days ago in the win against the Michigan Monarchs. Game 2 of the GLSCL North Division Series through around 50 pitches.
Has Wimmers down 0-2, much like Patrick, who was able to put a ball in play, but in the wrong spot. That one's sent high in the air to center field. That's going to drop. Well, he set a ball on the ground, but a ball in the outfield will do the same thing. Brings across the first run of the ball game for the Joes, who have grabbed their first early lead of the championship series.
Yep, Nick Wimmers, guy that's going to come to the plate and will know the objectives, certainly. All you want there is to score the runner. If you get put out, so be it. But Wimmers able to find the outfield that time.
That will extend the inning for the Joes. As Nick Wimmers takes his lead over there, bring up Steven Stigler. And there goes Wimmers. A throw from Salvo. Not in time. Wimmers with the 6.7 speed.
Wimmers told me before the game, he said, I'm going to get a stolen base today. He talked about this is by far his season high for stolen bases. I had probably a 10-minute conversation with him, but the first thing he said was, I'm going to steal a base today. Not we're going to win. He said, I'm going to steal a base. Job done. No hesitation from Nick.
Job finished, I suppose. 0-1 to Stigler as that one is fought off to the backstop.
Nick did eventually say, of course, that he did want to win a championship. I don't want to make it seem like he didn't want to, but of course, Nick wanted that stolen bag. Good for him, not even waiting on it. Just go right off the rip.
Taking advantage of the arm of Salvo early. 0-2 to Stigler. Big gap on the right-hand side. As that one misses inside.
Yeah, Salvo back behind the plate. We saw him in Game 1 as the catcher for Lima. Joe stole a couple bases on him, and then there have been all sorts of lineup changes for the Locos as they've gone with new looks basically every game. Yesterday it was Braden White, now back to Joe Salvo.
1-2. Chasing off the plate. A little arm side run on that one from Anthony Kyle. It's a swing and a miss from Stigler. His first strikeout of the game. We'll put 2 outs on the board and bring Kyle just 1 out away from getting out of this inning. But he'll have to go through Evan Ulrich, Joe's home run leader. Batting out of the 5-hole. Kyle kicks and delivers the first pitch to Evan Ulrich, and a miss off the plate. 0-1.
No lineup changes today for the Joes. Exact same look yesterday, apart, of course, from the mound, but
Yeah.
1 through 9 exactly the same.
Made
in the
our
batting
jobs
order.
a lot easier. 1 ball, no strikes. And that one fouled to the backstop.
Lima changing a couple things. We mentioned the man behind the dish and Joe Salvo. He's back.
First time we've seen Velasco, too.
Yeah, additionally, Velasco into left field. Morozic is not going to be in this game. He was in center yesterday. He will be replaced out there by Clay Jacobs. Herring still in right. Velasco is normally a catcher in left.
Slider on the outside corner. Evan Ork kind of just tilting the head to that one.
That back door is open. That's so hard to hit for a right-handed hitter. It's a strike.
Yeah.
So, you got to swing at it at some point, but that's just a really hard ball to put in play because it's not going to be within your reach until right before it crosses the plate.
Yeah, it takes a lot of discipline to stay in and stay on that pitch. Is the 1-2. Checked, actually hits Ulrich in the leg. They're going to count it as a swing, which means it's a strikeout. And probably one of the weirdest strikeouts you will see on the season to Evan Ulrich. That will end the inning. 1-0. The Joes are able to clutch up and get one. Nick Wimmer's able to put a ball in the center field to score. Parker Lester, top of the second coming up. You're watching the GLSCL Championship Series Game 3 here on the All World Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Cade Sadler going to lead things off here in the top of the second as the Joes have grabbed the early lead, put one across in the bottom of the first. Dawson Hall pitching with the lead here in Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series. First pitch to Sadler on the outside corner for strike one. Sadler not even stepping out of the box. He's ready to rock up there.
Yep, right back in.
Dawson Hall obliging, working fast as well. It's a big swing from Sadler. The count moves to 0-2. Dawson Hall 2 strikeouts in the first, looks for his third. Will bury one in the dirt.
Yeah, we'll see if the Locos are going to continue. Every time we've had an 0-2 count, Hall's tried to go chase.
The 1-2. Missing on the inside corner as well. Yeah, we've mentioned that he loves the breaking ball, and you'll probably see it a lot with 2 strikes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be on the Locos hitters to maybe try to show some discipline and fight it off or do something like that. Send it out to Andrew Patrick, who makes the catch for out number 1.
Good piece of 2-strike hitting.
Yep.
But just can't find the outfield.
Just sitting there, taking the ball right back up the middle. It's exactly what you want, but is able to find the glove. Actually looked like Andrew Patrick. I can never tell anymore. He throws up the hands
like
consistently.
Mistrack. Yeah, I don't know what you want to call it.
Working quickly, now getting a swing and a miss from Jaden Davis. Always scares me.
He didn't move.
He either throws up hands to say, I've got it, don't come close, or he lost it, and I can't tell the difference from out here. Is that one shot in the right center field gap. Andrew Patrick going to be there quickly. to stop the advancement of Davis. Davis will retreat back to first. First hit of the ball game for the Locos. Comes off the bat of Jaden Davis here in inning number 2. Jaden Davis picking up where he has left off in this championship series. By far the leader in runs created for this Locos team. We'll bring up Isaiah Velasco, making his championship series debut. As that one misses low.
Yeah, Velasco played in all 3 games in the division series, but no appearances in the championship. His last appearance, he went 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored in the clincher against Michigan.
Dawson Hall with a pick-off move. Not often you see a lot of pick-off moves from Dawson Hall. He is a guy to have a read move where if he sees movement, he'll come over, but if he doesn't, he's going to the plate. The 1-0. Hit on the ground, but that's going to find a gap in the right field. Melvin able to field it. He'll get it in quickly. All runners advance 1 base. Back-to-back singles for the Locos. Put runners at first and second. The first scoring chance of the night for the Locos comes in the second inning.
Yeah, that one was just hitting the right spot up the right side of the infield. Kind of froze the Joe's infielders. Don't know if they miscommunicated, but there was a hole straight up the middle of the 2 right side infielders. That was found by Velasco.
First pitch now to Norton, hit up the middle. Diving play by Badalak, able to keep it in the infield. Throws it away. Will keep runners where they are. A great play from Badalak to keep the ball in the infield. Keep the ball in the infield. Surely keep a run off the board for the Locos. As we will likely look back to that play if Dawson Hall is able to get out of this one.
Yeah, definitely. That would have scored a run. It would have gotten to the shallow outfield had Badalak not dove for that one. It's going to be a single.
Big swing and a miss from Salvo as Dawson Hall back to business. Not a bad inning by any means from Dawson Hall. Davis hit the ball pretty well. Velasco just found the right gap, and Norton put the ball where Badalak was unable to find it out. We'll look for another ground ball here. As a 0-1 gonna miss.
Where'd that miss?
I don't know if that missed up or out. Tyler Thaman having a couple of words.
Figure it out back there.
As the count moves to 1-1. Salvo, as we mentioned, did not play yesterday. Hitting in a big spot. Here's that one on the ground. Go to second for 1 across the diamond. In time for the double play. 5-4-3 to retire the side. And that play from Clay Badalak comes back.
That's huge.
To be huge for the Joes. The score stays at 1-0. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Tristan Melvin going to lead things off. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Melvin, Badalak, and Lowe to face off against Anthony Kyle after a huge double play to get out of the top of the second inning. Melvin will square to bunt, push that one, but will push it into the Locos dugout. Saw Melvin square to bunt yesterday.
Yes, indeed.
Was unsuccessful at that time, but then did not bunt again. Maybe felt the element of surprise was taken away. Nothing to one. Big swing and a miss. Off the edge of the plate, much like Rising did yesterday. Kyle trying to find that outside corner on both teams, or both hitters, righties and lefties. Now 0-2 to Melvin. Chop that one on the ground. Norton will field it, throw it high and hard, but DJ Jackson is there. Makes the play for out number 1. Man, I tell you, when I saw Norton load up on that one, I thought that one was going over.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tougher play than it looked over there at third base. He kind of waited in an awkward spot on it. But throw was a lot lower than it initially looked like out of the hand, and it was no problem for Jackson at first.
Bring up the lefty Clay Badalak. We'll watch a ball down the middle for strike number 1. Clay Badalak batting .438 here in the playoffs. By far the Joe's leader in batting average, as that one will ring the outside corner for strike 2. Trailing only Junpei Ohashi of the Licking County Settlers.
Rather small sample size. Ohashi had walks on walks in that first round.
A number of them. Almost felt like the Joes couldn't get him out, as the 0-2 going to miss upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Ohashi he and Steven Stigler went back and forth in that game 1. Stigler had a single and 4 walks. I believe Ohashi had a double and 3 walks in that game.
I think he had more walks or something else. Or the 1-2, a called strike 3. Took a long time to get that strike call. I was about to count it a ball. We obviously can't hear much up here in the press box with the crowd.
Yeah.
It's such an electric crowd.
I thought the pitch was in the zone, and so I was a little bit surprised when I didn't immediately see the punch signal. So then when it did happen, it was not too much of a surprise to me.
An outside corner being pumped from Anthony Kyle, as that one will again find it here on Sam Lowe. 3 strikeouts so far for Kyle. As Sam Lowe looks to disrupt the rhythm of this Locos pitcher. And then you'll see a beautiful breaking ball. That one's going to miss off. Salvo asking home plate umpire where that one missed. Well, now set up on the inside corner. Here comes the 1-1. That one's sent out into the grass. 3 Locos converging. It'll drop in between them. A Bermuda Triangle as that one drops into no man's land for Sam Lowe. His first hit of the ball game. Had one yesterday back in the 8th. And will give way to the big man, Cal Brazier.
And that's what you need for the Joes. What you don't want to do against a pitcher like Anthony Kyle, who's just been living on that outside part of the zone, is just to let him roll and get through all these innings 1, 2, 3 over and over and over again. So even if you're not able to score runs necessarily in an inning, good to see at least a little bit of disruption that time off the bat of Sam Lowe, and the Joes still not done now with Cal Brazier at the plate.
0-2. Cal Brazier up the dish. They'll lace that one out into center field. Coming in is Jacobs. That's going to drop in front of him. Jacobs able to get the ball in quickly, so no advancement past just the one base for both runners.
And I think he lost that one.
Yeah, that one was...
That ball definitely died a little bit, but Jacobs did not move until that ball was almost all the way down. I think if he got a clean read, he might have been able to get to it.
Yeah, that ball off the bat I thought was in Jacobs' glove.
Yeah, instead I think he just didn't quite see it until the ball was too close. Inning extended, and now the Joes' top of the order coming up.
Yeah, it looked like a favorable inning for Kyle, getting back-to-back outs. but back-to-back singles from the 8-9 hole has flipped the lineup over and brought up Parker Lester. Decent lead out there for Sam Lowe at second. Parker Lester rips that one, but into the gut of Davis.
Didn't even need to use the glove.
Not at all.
Catch with the chest.
For out number 3. 2 runners left on for the Joes, but as we mentioned, disrupting the rhythm of Kyle. We will head to the 3rd inning. Dawson Hall back out on the mound. We're watching the Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series here on the All Will Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Nine, 1, and 2, Jacobs, Gill, and Herring for the Locos as they continue to chase one. Threatened heavily in the second, had the bases loaded with just 1 out. But a 5-4-3 double play went Sam Lowe to Parker Lester to Cal Brazier to end the inning. Big momentum swing for the Joes as the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1 to Clay Jacobs. Jacobs, as we mentioned, did not see him yesterday. Talked about the Locos lineup changes. Is the breaking ball going to miss low? Have to go back to game number 1 to find Clay Jacobs' last at bat. Is the 1-1 going to be bounced in, and the count moves to 2-1. Jacobs in that game went 0 for 4, had a walk in the 7th inning. Reach on a fielder's choice in the 6th, came around to score. As that one will ring the outside corner. Jacobs asking where that one is. But we have seen this outside part of the plate be extended a little bit. And we're all for it as long as there's consistency. That's the 2-2 upstairs.
Yeah, we've seen smaller zones, but today both pitchers doing a good job. You catch the corners, you're going to get the strike call.
Yeah, if you can sit there, much like Hudson did yesterday.
Definitely.
Both pitchers, both Rising and Hudson, the starters for the Locos and the Joes, sat on that outside corner. That one's laced up the middle. Parker Lester going to have to make a play on the backhand. Fires across in time to get Clay Jacobs.
Wow. That was one of the toughest 4-3 putouts I've seen all season. That ball was hit up the middle. It kind of died, which allowed Lester to get to it. But then he had to field that almost on the backhand, even though it was in front of his body just because of how he was angled. And then had to turn it around and quickly fire across. Beat Jacobs by a split second.
We talked about it yesterday. Don't want to face the top of the lineup with runners on, as Ty Gill will foul out the first pitch he sees. So an absolutely crucial play there for Parker Lester. 1-0 our score in the top of the 3rd. As the count moved to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ty Gill. Down on strikes his first time up, as that one's hit once again to Parker Lester. This one a little bit easier to deal with. Flips over to Cal Brazier for out number 2. And Dawson Hall working quickly like he always does. That's 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Just 36 pitches. Would love to see sub 40 through 3.
And I will say the defense has come to play for the Joes. It's pretty clear today.
First pitch to Herring in the dirt, bounces away from Evan Ulrich.
You can tell they're locked in.
Yeah.
They're making those 50-50 plays. They're making them.
Absolutely electric here at Foundation Field. Everybody's locked in. The fans locked in. It is a packed house. I wouldn't be surprised if we beat yesterday's. As that one's hit up the right-hand side. Dawson Hall tries to barehand it, loses it, goes behind the back. Cal Brazier going to have to run into shallow right to retrieve the ball, but Herring able to reach first base, won't advance further than that. Just a tough play. That ball hit almost like a bunt. If you were to drag bunt that one, I don't think that would have gone the same way.
Yeah, and it was hit in a weird spot where it kind of caught Dawson Hall in a split decision where he wasn't sure if he was going to barehand it or play it with the glove. And then he ended up kind of going for both and wasn't able to connect with the baseball, so it got by him. He tried the little highlight reel behind the back, but it wouldn't have gotten Herring even if it was online.
First pitch to DJ Jackson on the inside corner. Dawson Hall picking up where he left off, finds strike one. Especially hard for Hall because as a lefty, you fall off towards the third base side. Had to go back across his body. 0-1 to DJ Jackson as he'll chase one in the dirt. Swung on and missed for strike two. Dawson Hall eyeing down strikeout number 3. Had 2 in the first, but have not seen him strike out a Locos since then. Jackson, one of his 2 strikeout victims so far. The 0-2. Just going to miss upstairs. Changing the eye level a little bit.
Yep, another one that he tried to draw the chase on. We're still yet to see a Loco go after one. They're very disciplined at the plate right now.
We'll see if that definitely going to give way to the breaking ball. As that one swung on and missed. There it is in the dirt, swung on top of by DJ Jackson. His second strikeout of the game. And we will head to the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 our score here in Game 3. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Two, 3, and 4, Andrew Patrick, Nick Wimmers, and Steven Stigler. Coming up for the bottom of the third as the Joes look to extend their lead. We'll have to go through Anthony Kyle, who has just given up 4 hits. Only 2 of them have harmed him. That being the triple from Parker Lester to lead things off, and the single up the middle from Nick Wimmers that brought him home. That has brought across the only run you've seen tonight. But Andrew Patrick trying to change things. Bottom of the third, starting off with a fastball in the inside corner. Going to be called strike one. Anthony Kyle picking up where he's left off. Has been able to find both sides of the zone consistently. The 0-1, a big breaking ball. Not going to be able to catch the outside corner. It's about 60-40 on whether or not Kyle's been able to find that outside corner with that. More times than not. That's the 1-1. Off the plate, swung on and missed from Andrew Patrick. And Anthony Kyle now ahead in the count. Kyle with a .9 ERA throughout the regular season. As that one ripped. Pass to Glove Norton. That's going to roll into the corner. Andrew Patrick with that speed is going to be in the second, standing easily. And a momentum charge shot back into the crowd for a leadoff double.
That's a huge one from AP. Two-strike hitting. That's what he does best. Just hit the ball hard and get out of the box hard.
Well, look who's up. Nick Wimmers, the only RBI so far tonight.
He's going to probably need to hit one a little bit harder this time if he wants the RBI.
You've got both Gill and Davis up the middle, kind of pinching, so maybe able to catch the one like that was it last time. You see a big lead from Andrew Patrick and Anthony Kyle going to show an inside move, show his respects to that 6'2" speed out there at second. For everybody who has not heard yet, there's something going around the dugout that says righty Wimmers does not get out. That's a big lead for Andrew Patrick. First pitch going to miss off the plate, despite the efforts of Salvo behind the plate. By the time Andrew Patrick gets his secondary, he's halfway to third. I think you should, if you're halfway, you might as well just take it.
We'll see.
Big lead. Here comes the 1-0. That one's hitting the left field. That's going to get down. They're going to hold the runner as that one hit the left field rather hard.
Good
Velasco
decision.
able to get the ball in quickly. But runners at the corners, Nick Wimmers, righty Wimmers, producing once again. He'll reach for his second hit of the ball game and bring up Steven Stigler.
Time to choke up on the bat and just find green for Steven Stigler.
We will see if Wimmers is so bold this time to run on the first pitch. That 6'7" speed, rather tempting. But by virtue of a big gap and a pickoff move from Kyle. You'll see Davis up the middle as he will likely be the recipient of a throw from Salvo if Wimmers is to steal. First pitch to Stigler off the plate for ball one. So you see the pickoff move, and you immediately see the breaking ball. You have to wonder if Kyle maybe picked off so he can throw the breaking ball. I've seen that a couple of times throughout college seasons. Now a slide step. That one hitting the right field. Broken bat. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need it anymore. Wimmers chugging around second. He's going to be into third easily. Runners will stay at the corners. And who else but Steven Stigler to collect himself his first hit in an RBI. Joe's now lead 2-1.
What a playoff run it's been for Steven Stigler, continuing it. Probably the biggest at-bat he's had all season right there. And the Miami Hamilton Harrier comes through and doubles the Joe's lead, still threatening, and that'll draw a mound visit. There's no one up in the Locos bullpen right now.
We have sort of theorized maybe Carter Dorn is.
You may see Carter Dorn out of the bullpen today.
We immediately see somebody run down to the bullpen.
So
Not Carter Dorn.
Dorn and Kyle pitched in the same game. Dorn started it. Kyle came in for the latter half. Dorn threw nearly 100 pitches, whereas Kyle sat around 50. This was only Kyle's second start of the season, as the longest he's gone is 5 2/3. So he's still got stuff left in the tank for sure.
100%.
But maybe not super used to that starting role this season. But yeah, we did theorize before the game that Carter Dorn is probably someone that's available for Lima and maybe a 1 to 2 inning type capacity, similar to on the Joe side what you might see from Clay Brock, who's also a usual starter who is technically up today maybe for an inning or two out of the bullpen as well.
We'll bring up Evan Ulrich in a big spot, looking to keep things rolling for the Joes. First pitch to him just off the plate for ball one. See Stigler at first, and Wimmers over there at third. We'll wait to see if Stigler will be on the move. Was added to the Hamilton Joes late in the season, but has been very productive in this postseason. The Cal moves to 2-0.
Yeah, it took a little while to adjust to the plate. He's a contact hitter through and through. We mentioned he hit over 400 in the spring. And that wasn't necessarily the case from him in the regular season, but man, has he come to form here in these playoffs.
Peaking at the right time, much like Andrew Patrick. The 2-0 now to Evan Ulrich, sent out of play. Got his best swing off 2-0, as you know you're going to get something to hit. In the hitter's count, but sends it out of play. The 2-1, there goes Stigler. That one laced in the left field. Going back is Velasco.
That's over his
head. That'll rattle off against the wall. Stigler in easily. A 2-run double for the veteran. Evan Ulrich extends the lead, doubles it. Joe's up 4-0. Party time here at Foundation Field.
Well, we talked to Evan in a post-game interview the day that the Joes clinched.
Yeah.
That was against the Cincinnati Steam on July 21st. And, you know, I asked him, is there anything you can take from that postseason run last year? Is there any experience that you bring in being that veteran? And he said just continue to play baseball. Continue to keep it calm.
Yeah.
Don't try to play tense. Ulrich was having fun, gave a little salute to the dugout. And all Joes so far through 3. Tristan Melvin looking to maybe add some more.
Yeah, the wave. It's the return of the wave we haven't seen in a little bit.
I love the wave.
We'll bring up Tristan Melvin. We'll send that ball also in the left field. Ulrich retreating back to second. We'll be able to get in the third in time. And the hit parade keeps rolling. Make that 5 straight hits from the Joes, who have moved their game total up to 9 in just the third inning. Still nobody out. Walks out from the head coach from the Locos. Gave a little thumbs up to Kyle, asking if he was still good. And Kyle gave him the nod. Yes, I'm all good. He's going to stay out there and stick it out. Now for Clay Badalak. As the breaking ball on the outside corner. A return to strikes from Kyle, who reaches up to 40 pitches so far. Badalak backwards K his last time up. Look to right the ship, much like Stigler and Ulrich, who have singled in this inning as well. As they'll swing over the top of the breaking ball. Ulrich at third, Melvin at first. We will see how aggressive the Joes want to be here on the base paths with a 4-0 lead. That one's to the backstop, won't matter. Melvin to second, Ulrich in to score. 5-0 Joes here in the third.
Won't matter.
Won't matter.
So maybe a little pressure off Clay Badalak now.
Yeah.
So with that runner on third and the force eliminated. Chance for him to take a breath. But the struggles continuing now for Anthony Kyle. This is very uncharacteristic for him.
And we mentioned a .9 ERA in the regular season.
He's a shutdown pitcher.
Yeah.
He's a guy that just gives people nothing when they face him.
And Clay Badalak will send that one into right field. They're going to wave around Melvin. The throw from Herring is a good one. But Tristan Melvin under the tag. An RBI single for Clay Badalak. And the party just keeps rolling in Hamilton.
Wow, how about that? And that one was rather odd. Kyle seemed to take a lot off that pitch. I'm not sure what it was, but it was definitely off speed because there was a noticeable wait time in the box. But really good two-strike approach there from Clay Badalak to just sit in that lefty box and then poke it out there when needed.
Quick pickoff move over to Badalak, who's back in time.
And the Joes also very aggressive, continuing that on the base paths. That was a surprising wave to send Tristan Melvin home, but it pays off.
First pitch now to Sam Lowe. Little check swing off the edge. Counts now 1-0. Dylan Masters, we've got a couple of sources telling us, is throwing out in the bullpen. Didn't think we'd see him again. As he's thrown,
Masters threw 2 innings in game 1.
And has thrown 3 times in the postseason. This will be his second in 2 days and his 4th in 6 days if he's able to come in.
But this was what we talked about with the coaching staff before the playoffs even started. The Joes said that their biggest advantage going into the playoffs is that their hitting necessarily wasn't any more talented than the rest of these teams, even though it's come through at times clearly.
As the 2-0 will find the zone, Sam Lowe.
But you got to think every team that makes the playoffs can hit.
Yeah.
And the confidence from the coaching staff in thinking that they could have the potential to win a championship just was in that depth of their pitching.
100%.
Is that you have so many guys available now, and some of the other teams maybe just don't and have to throw guys multiple times like you're seeing.
Sam Lowe able to fight one off, send it to the backstop as the count moves to 2-2. That was the one thing we've always felt confident about in general with the Joes is that the pitching is just, I don't want to say head and shoulders above the rest, but the depth is just head and shoulders.
They just have so many guys that can throw is the thing.
And even with the 2 ways, had 3 of them at one point before Bridges was injured, went home. Fink got injured against the Settlers, went home. Clay Badalak are only 2-way left, but not a slouch by any means on the mound.
Yeah, Badalak on first, and the coaches said before this game that he is available today, and they will throw him if needed.
Well, start-stop from Badalak, but Sam Lowe swinging over the top of that one. And Anthony Kyle able to get the first out of the inning, maybe his first step in righting the ship after a 5-run inning here in the bottom of the 3rd. 8th batter to come to the plate, and Cal Brazier. Got a runner at first. That's Clay Badalak. We've seen the aggressiveness from the Joes so far, but Badalak electing not to steal the entire at-bat. Cal Brazier going to hit that one on the backhand to Ty Gill. 2nd for 1 over the head of DJ Jackson. And Cal Brazier will be on for his 2nd time, this time on a fielder's choice. Badalak put down, but crucially will flip the lineup over once again.
Absolutely. But one thing that should also be noted is despite Lima pitching these people a lot in a small window, they've won. So, you can sit up here all you want and say, throwing a pitcher 3 times in that small of a span he's probably not going to be at his best, but he might be. Yeah, and they've won games that way. And so not necessarily a knock on Lima at all, as they've been able to win and get their way through this playoffs doing exactly what they're doing right now.
First pitch to Parker Lester upstairs. Count moves to 1-0. And we talk about Dylan Masters maybe throwing for the 4th time. He threw 2 nights ago and was tremendous against the Joes.
Absolutely. And he threw a lot of pitches before then too.
Yeah. He was waiting out there, and it was just, we were wondering when we were going to see him. He probably threw in the bullpen for an inning and a half, maybe 2 innings, and just came out and absolutely shoved. Which
definitely,
it's always good to have a guy like that in the bullpen, almost like a rubber arm. As the 2-0, just going to miss off the plate. Salvo asking where that one was. Salvo been attempting to try to move balls off the plate back into the strike zone the entire game. He's had varying success, but probably more success than you would think. 3-0 the count. Parker Lester looking for his 2nd trip on base as a triple and a line out. That's a 3-0. Hit high into the air, had the green light. Coming in is Jacobs. That'll drop. Brazier into 3rd, as that'll be ruled a hit. Jacobs had to go a long way, and it just seems like the Joes are finding the right gaps. When it's on, and this kind of seemed like what it was like for the Locos in game number 1.
Definitely.
As that will be the end of the day for Anthony Kyle. who will leave the game with 2 runners still on the bases that he is responsible for.
And so we have gone back and forth about, the benefits versus drawbacks of pitching. But one thing that is for certain is now, with Masters entering this game, you cannot pitch him more than 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's going to be. So it's a bullpen day for Lima. They're going to have to throw at least one more arm out there.
And it does open up the possibility of Dorn, because you're going to throw Masters
Definitely.
for the 4th time. Dorn is most definitely up if his arm feels okay.
Yep, for sure. But regardless, for the Joes, now offensively, it just becomes a game of chasing as many pitchers out of this game as possible.
Yeah.
And just making Lima run through their entire rotation in the bullpen.
We talked about Masters coming in time and time again. We talked about him being a stopper, and that's essentially what Anthony Kyle was as well.
Definitely.
Throughout the season.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna beat a team, you like to beat their best, and that's kind of what the Joes have done in the last game or two. Rising, who was pitched well for them throughout the regular season, saw Kyle, who pitched well for them over the regular season. The only guy we haven't seen so far is Dorn, who won the North Prospect pitcher of the league.
But this is good to see. I mean, it can be tough in summer collegiate ball, and we see it every single year for every team where once a guy starts to maybe feel a little bit of discomfort, feeling a little bit of soreness after a while, they get shut down. And so sometimes that can make for really just not entertaining games down the stretch.
Yeah.
But it's really good to see that both of these teams have both had the longevity to come this way and be able to still put their best arms out there when it matters most.
It's been such a fun series to see such good arms thrown out, and for the arms to perform as well as they have. We'll bring up Andrew Patrick. We'll square to bunt, and we'll just bunt it foul up the first base line.
Give it a test.
I mean,
you've caused enough chaos as is. Why not try to stir up some more?
Patrick looking for his 2nd hit of the inning, double to lead things off. Came around to score on the Stigler RBI single. We'll see if Stigler comes out with a new bat. He broke his last time. 0-1. There goes the runner. That one laced down the left field line. A couple bullpen guys dancing out of the way. I believe that's Hudson and Brock. Will ring into the netting, and the count will move to 0-2.
Tyler Hudson throwing in with the left hand. He's having all kinds of fun. He knows he is a big reason why the Joes are even here tonight.
And not wanting to use that right arm after he threw 90.
Yeah, longest
pitches.
He's gone all year.
0-2 off the plate. Almost like a pseudo pitch out, trying to give Salvo his best chance to throw out Parker Lester, who is the GLSCL playoff leader in stolen bases. Has 6 stolen bags. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Andrew Patrick. Big swing and a miss. Dylan Masters comes in and shuts the door. That's exactly what he wants to do, but not before the Joes put up 5 runs. They now have 11 hits and 6 runs and lead 6-0 as we get to the top of the 4th. Dawson Hall back out there on the mound, look to shut the door and move the Joes 1 inning closer to a GLSCL championship. We're right back with Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Cade Sadler going to lead things off. Dawson Hall still back out on the mound. Has to probably be a little bit surprised out there as he now pitches with a 6-run lead. And will bounce one into the dugout. Maybe a little jitters, knocking off the rust after sitting in the dugout for so long. Sun just beginning to set here in Hamilton. You'll see the shadows almost cover Dawson Hall as the 1-0 going to miss now 2-0. Dawson Hall, one of the guys that going to take a little bit longer than most for shadows to cover him, as he is 6'4". That one will be hit up the right-hand side and hit off the light pole. Cal Brazier able to field it. We saw in Richmond a light hit.
shatter.
It shattered.
That was scary.
Yeah. There's a lot of falling glass. Nobody was hurt, thank goodness. As the 2-1 hit foul off the backstop. Both poles being hit. Light pole now, the pole that holds the netting up.
It's a good thing this is the final game of the season for the Joes. Had to pay for some repairs.
2 balls, 2 strikes. As Hall once again puts one in the dirt. Trying to get Sadler chasing.
And for Dawson here, there's no need to try to flame through the rest of this game. Just keep things in control. Don't allow free bases.
Full count offering. Fouled off the leg of Sadler.
You can tell that he's trying to hit the zone. You can see he's still in control of his pitching, which is good.
We've talked about it time and time again, pitching with the lead.
Yep.
We mentioned it on the Game 1 broadcast. Just got to be able to fill it up when you're in the lead. Can't give away free bags. There's a 3-2. Ripped to left field. Stigler got a beat on it, but that's going to drop and roll to the wall. Andrew Patrick able to recover it quickly, get it in. It will only be a double for Sadler, who's into second with a leadoff double. The Locos looking to climb their way back, have a response of their own after a 5-run bottom of the third rather.
Nobody up in the Joes' pen.
No.
Dawson Hall's pitched very well, though, with runners on base so far today.
Yeah.
And that's honestly okay.
Yeah.
You put the ball over the plate, you give up a hit, it is what it is.
We've talked about it. We'd much rather see doubles than walks.
Certainly.
Which it just means you're over the plate. And as a pitcher, as that one's fouled up the line, 7 out of 10 times you're likely going to get an out.
Yeah, and it's a lot lower percentage to come back from 6 runs off pure hits than it is when you're drawing walks as well. Certainly not impossible.
Yeah. Breaking ball, fouled off, and the count moves to 0-2.
But
Dawson Hall with 3 strikeouts so far. I haven't seen a strikeout since the 3rd.
Yeah, you're okay with balls put in play because they are going to find gloves a lot of the time.
No balls, 2 strikes to Jaden Davis. Couple checks over there to the runner. Big swing and a miss. We'll take that too. Require a 2-3 put out. Brazier in the glove. Strikeout for out number 1. We will take that as well.
Yeah.
Balls in play or strikeouts, whatever you got to do. Just got to get to 27 outs.
Balls in play are fine, but strikeouts are good, I think is the best way to put it there.
Put that on a T-shirt. 1 out for Isaiah Velasco. Looks over to their Sadler, their first pitch. Outside for ball 1.
So they're still selling 50-50 tickets here.
Yeah.
And I just saw someone down on the concourse, I think just buy 50-50 tickets, and he said he reached his arms out and bought enough to cover his wingspan.
Yeah, I'm watching those 50-50s be tore apart right now. That's ridiculous. 1-0 going to miss low. The count now moves to 2-0.
Reach the arms straight out, and Emma down there who's selling tickets put the first ticket in the one hand, stretched them all the way out to the other hand, and I guess he said, I'll buy everything that covers. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, we'll have to check if he wins that. 2 balls, no strikes. That one bounces in the dirt. Evan Ork able to recover it quickly. Off goes the mask. The count now moves to 3-0. Velasco, part of a trio of hits for the Locos back in the 2nd.
He's had a solid year.
Yeah.
Hit just under 300, during the regular season. Also announced the transfers. He's going to be heading to the Pac-12 next year.
Yes, sir. UC Berkeley, just north of where I grew up, as that one rings the outside corner.
JUCO transfer from Sylmar, California.
I'm glad you didn't ask me where that is because I have no clue.
I do not know either. Yeah, you're a resident West Coast guy, but played at Glendale Community College.
I believe a very good JUCO.
Does Granada Hills ring a bell?
Slightly. That one's ripped down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it's foul. We were just about to hype him up, and he goes ahead and does that as well.
Yeah, he had 3 home runs collegiately. He hit 443 in JUCO this season. That'll earn you a Pac-12 roster spot.
Yeah.
That'll earn you a D1 roster spot and a lot of JUCO leagues.
Yes.
But if you're playing in a good one, you might get yourself a Pac-12 scholarship.
Full count. Swung on and missed. Big Ten striking out Pac-12. As we'll bring up Brendan Norton. Back-to-back Ks. Now for Dawson Hall, 2 outs in the inning. We would be remiss not to mention the recent movements.
Sam Muse says to us,
Yes.
Big Ten striking out Pac-12, just like how they fleeced them in the expansions. We're sorry to any West Coast listeners.
Big swing and a miss in the dirt. Evan Ulrich able to recover it quickly. USC, UCLA joining the Big Ten.
They stole the good teams. Not all of them. Some of them.
Hold on.
Not all of them
As a
are going to the Big
Washington
Ten.
guy,
Husky's still there. The Stanford Cardinal, my favorite Pac-12 team, still there.
historically very, very good football team.
And baseball now
And
as
baseball,
well.
Yes. The 0-1. Set in the right center field. That's going to score 1 run. A bat flip from Norton. An RBI single gets 1 across for the Locos as they begin their quest back.
To start, it all starts with 1. And for the Locos, good to see it for them come early. You would hate to watch this 6-0 lead just kind of get away from you and ride its way all the way into innings 6, 7, 8, and then all of a sudden you're pretty much out of it. This team's still in the game, and they got their start still in the early innings in this one.
Absolute happy feet over there from Norton as the first pitch to Salvo misses up. He was tap dancing over at first base. I don't know if you can quite pick it up on the broadcast. You might have to zoom in.
There's got to be a special art to being on first
There it
base
is again.
against lefties.
The 1-0. Hitting the left field diving play from Sam Lowe. As Joseph Salvo will reach base. That's now the 3rd hit of the inning. Dawson Hall has been a bit found out in this inning, but still with a big 5-run lead. Dawson Hall not liking that ball one bit, throws it back in the dugout.
And it looks like Justin Boggs has begun stretching in the Joe's bullpen.
Boggs coined the exterminator. That's the first pitch to Clay Jacobs. Hit up the middle, but right to Parker Lester, who will flip the Badalack at second. And that will retire the side. 1 run across for the Locos as they begin their charge back. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. The Joes will look to add a couple more insurance runs and extend this lead. You're watching Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Nick Wimmer's going to lead things off for the Joes as the Locos were able to scratch one back across in the top half of the 4th inning. Joes brought 10 batters to the plate, scored 5 runs, extended their 1-0 lead up to a 6-run lead. We now sit 6-1. Dylan Masters back out there on the mound as Wimmers will chase that one for strike 1. Wimmers had a single back in the 2nd. That one's hit on the ground to Norton. He'll throw it across the diamond, almost throw it away. DJ Jackson with the absolutely beautiful vertical, able to record that play in time.
Good athleticism to go straight up and straight down.
Yeah.
If you're angling that jump in any way, you're off the bag.
That's now the 2nd Loco we've seen with some bunnies over there in the
Saw one
infield.
yesterday, yeah, on
Ty
Gill.
Oof.
2 in a row. The second one he didn't get, but he got up there.
That one down on the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. Dylan Masters facing Steven Stigler for the first time. Got the party started back just an inning ago. At the first RBI, broke his bat as you see him with a new bat up there. 1-1, missing off the plate.
I believe that is Tristan Melvin's.
Melvin's got the white barrel.
Oh, okay.
This is the white handle. I think, I don't know who else's bat that would be. Is that one's hit out of play?
It has a similar design to another
It does,
player, though.
yeah. But Stigler and Cal both have show bats. They're called the show bats, much like the video game. Stigler, the one he broke, had a yellow handle and a black barrel. This one, a white handle, black barrel. Is that one going to dance him off the plate and fill the count at 3-2? Salvo with a couple of words for the home plate umpire. Didn't like where that one missed, I suppose. That one out in the center field. Camped under it is Jacobs. Will make the play for out number 2. An F8 for Stigler, who's now 1 for 3. We'll bring up Evan Ulrich. And an absolutely huge double an inning ago. Laced that one. Look to continue his extra base hot streak. As he'll swing over the top of that one. It does seem like when Ulrich's hitting well, he's hitting gappers.
Yep.
Consistently. Was the 0-1. Hit on the ground off of his foot, it seems. And it will be called a foul ball.
And how many times have we seen the left fielder's numbers?
Yeah.
When Evan Ulrich is able to drive that ball. He's hit a lot of doubles this year that just get over outfielders' heads.
It's been left fielder's numbers tonight as well from both sides. As Stigler had to lay out for one and chase one into left field as well. The 0-2 fouled off. Locos 1 run off 6 hits. The Joes 6 runs of 11 hits. The 1-2 going to miss off the plate.
And we talked about it a couple of innings ago before the Joes started that rally in the 3rd and the 2nd. Just break up the innings.
Again, just missing off the plate. Masters, bit of a deflation on that one. Thought that one was on the outside corner. The 2-2 going to be bounced in.
You would like to see what you saw yesterday from the Joes, which was a hit every inning, or at least a base runner every inning. You don't want to go down 1-2-3.
Especially with Masters, is a guy who if you let get in a groove, he will sit in that groove and make you pay. Full count battle for Evan Ulrich. We'll see who comes out on top here in the 4th. 6-1 our score. Joe's on top. That one misses inside. And Evan Ulrich will reach base. 2nd inning in a row. And we'll bring up Tristan Melvin. There's the white barrel bat.
There it is. I'm a fan.
Ever since he's pulled it out, it seems like he's hit exit velos of 95 plus.
Yes.
Everything off his bat in batting practice is hot. First pitch to Melvin. Off the plate, ball one.
Special paint maybe,
I mean,
or just a special bat.
if I'm gonna hit the ball that hard, I don't care what it looks like. I'll walk up there with a My Little Pony bat.
Yeah, a bright pink bat.
The 1-0. A sword from Melvin as Masters brought the breaking ball in all the way. We call that a back foot breaking ball. Now, they do rock the pink bats for Mother's Day. Those are pretty clean. I like those. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss on that one. Masters dialing up a little bit harder on that one.
Maybe like some, I'm trying to think of how to make it as awful as possible. Maybe like pink flames with like,
oh, goodness,
some My Little Pony decals. But if it hits bombs, I'm using it.
Yeah. Give me the worst bat. As the 1-2. Set in the right field. That's hit hard. That's going to get down and roll behind Herring. Melvin on his horse. He's going to be waved around to third. Coming in easily is Ulrich. The ball into the second baseman, Davis. It'll be a single and an E9. But a run comes across for Melvin.
That's
and the
huge.
Joes have a response.
Yeah, that's huge to just get that one run back, restore the lead.
We talked about when the Joes are hot, when they're winning baseball games, they always have a response.
Yeah, it's the response.
And they extend their lead back to 6. First pitch to Badalak, bunted at the plate. Salvo going to let that one spin in the foul territory.
Good heads-up play behind the plate.
My goodness. Clay Badalak absolutely top-spun that one.
Because that gets really scary if you're Salvo. If you wait on that ball for a second,
yeah,
and you have to pick that off the turf barehand, we've seen that cause disaster before. Yeah. So good on him to have the presence of mind to just sense the top spin, watch it roll foul.
0-1 after a fun first pitch. Badalak will send that one out in the center field. Jacobs not having to move much. He'll make the play for out number 3. The Joes do have a response. Extend the lead back to 6. Score of 7-1. We head to the top of the 5th inning. You're watching Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series here on the All-Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the 5th inning, new pitcher on the mound for the Joes. It'll be Justin Boggs. Much like Wade Boggs, no stranger to the big moments.
Certainly not.
Coined the extinguisher. Look to extinguish the hopes of the Joes. The first pitch will miss off. One and 0 to Ty Gill, who was 0 for 2 tonight. As Boggs rings that outside corner. Boggs making his second appearance of the postseason. Went 1 game, struck out 1, walked 3. That coming against the Settlers, that 12-7 win, as that one swung on and missed off the plate. Stings the hand of Ulrich as that got all palm. Boggs, a guy that has a lot of run on the fastball. He throws low to mid-90s, and it's got run.
Yep.
It's almost MLB-esque.
Yeah, he's got good stuff.
As the 0-2 going to miss off the plate. Just as I start talking about it, he misses way off.
But yeah, Boggs coming out of University of Charleston, JUCO product.
Yep.
He's got D1 level stuff.
He's looking for a new spot. As this one upstairs. Has quickly become the tallest Hamilton Joe of this season at 6'8".
Yeah, by a large margin.
A 2-2. There you're going to see that beautiful breaking ball from Boggs that pops out of the glove of Ulrich. We called ball 3, and the count is run full. We've talked about Ty Gill and his ability to reach base consistently throughout the season. It was an absolute walk machine throughout the regular season, and now draws a big walk here for the Locos. First runner on is the leadoff man.
Look who's jogging out to the Joes bullpen. Chase Hopewell.
Who else but Chase Hopewell? Must be Maybelline. Or, sorry, it's Maybelline. Big off move over for Gill, and rightfully so, as Gill swiped 25 bags over the regular season. Was only caught 3 times, and was caught in game number 1 from Nick Wimmers, who threw an absolute dime right on the pillow. The first pitch up and in to the 2-hole Brian Herring. Boggs having a little bit of trouble finding the zone here in the 5th. That's the 1-0. On the outside corner. 88 on the fastball. We've mentioned Joes have had a response every inning. The Locos trying to do the same, as they had a response after the 5-run. The 1-1 again, same spot on the outside corner. Herring not liking that one bit. Herring 1 for 2 tonight. Single in the 3rd and a pop out to Cal Brazier. Went into shallow right field in his first at bat. Long pause. Here comes the 1-2. Hit high into the air. Ranging into foul territory. Will cut its way out of play.
So Chase Hopewell out there in the Joes bullpen. He's stretching now, but I'm not sure if he was visualizing or what a moment ago, but he was face down, laying motionless on the mound.
Maybe that's a new stretch. I'd never heard of it.
Maybe some visualization. I'm not sure. Getting the mind right.
Whatever you got to do, you know, if you only allow 1 run the entire season, whatever it takes. Big swing and a miss. Change of speeds from Boggs. Had Herring way out in front for a big strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Boggs in his first inning of work. We'll bring up DJ Jackson. Was able to get the better of Hudson once yesterday, but in his last 3 at-bats going into yesterday has struck out 3 times. Boggs looking to keep that streak rolling. As that one right down the middle, but misses low for ball 1. Sun has almost fully set here at Foundation Field here in beautiful Hamilton, Ohio. Saw a beautiful sunset yesterday.
Yep.
We'll see if you see one tonight as well. Couple with maybe with a Joe's win. Long pause from Boggs. DJ Jackson not looking to play the waiting game, calls time. You've seen an increase in pitchers just kind of holding, throwing off runners' timings, throwing off batters' timings throughout the MLB, throughout all levels. The 1-0, there goes Gill. Actually stops as Sam Lowe, unable to get that one on the glove, will find the outfield.
That ball was ripped.
That was hit very hard from DJ Jackson. Maybe a little extra behind that one as he's been a little frustrated with the backwards K last night and 2 strikeouts to start tonight.
That's got the home run type of exit velo.
Yeah.
Just, sitting 2 inches off the turf.
I believe it actually even caught Sam Lowe by surprise. He looked like he was looking and then quickly had to make his way to the ground.
They don't call it the hot corner for nothing.
Hot corner on full display. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Taking fire from Boggs. That'll miss off the plate. Bounce out of the glove of Ulrich, but Gill will retreat back to second.
Got some chemistry between the boys.
Yes, the
Boggs
Charleston boys.
and Ulrich, the 2 Charleston guys.
Always good to have a guy you know, especially
Definitely.
when you're far from home. Or I would say far from school. They're both around the area. The 1-0. Eye in the air. Infield fly called. Clay Badalak makes the squeeze anyway for out number 2. Boggs just went out away from getting out of a pseudo jam. They don't call him the exterminator for nothing. We'll bring up Jaden Davis, 1 for 2 tonight. Had a double and a single yesterday. Has been a thorn on the Joe's side so far, but was retired on strikes his last time up as that one will miss for ball 1.
Joes have everyone except Sam Lowe pretty far back. Lowe about a step behind the bag in terms of depth.
And there goes Ty Gill. Well, it matters. That one sent high into the air. Andrew Patrick ranging into the right center gap. Will call off Melvin and make the catch for out number 3. Gill probably would have had that back easily.
Yep.
But we will head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Joes still up by 6, 7-1 our score. Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series. We'll be right back. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Sam Lowe will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th as we are rolling along from Foundation Field. There's a touch below 2 hours to get through 4 innings. At the halfway mark, the first pitch to Sam Lowe, missing off for ball 1. Sam Lowe 1 for 2 tonight. Was the first out of the 3rd inning. Was one of only a couple of Joes not to join the party in that inning. Masters growing dangerously closer to 30 pitches. Saw him throw 30 a couple days ago in Lima as that breaking ball, a beautiful one to find the outside corner.
Doesn't look like we got anybody up there in the Lima pen.
Someone kind of milling around. Don't know if it's their bullpen catchers. The 1-2 will miss off the plate.
Yeah, nobody throwing.
We don't quite have the binoculars, and even with my glasses on, I don't think I have 20/20 vision. 2-2. A protective swing from Sam Lowe just
Great
to fight
one.
that one off.
Low weighted to the last possible moment to swing at that.
The slow breaking ball came in. Sam Lowe didn't want it. Was able to fight it off, and we'll fight it at 2-2. That one sent into the air. Clay Jacobs able to range under it, make the catch for out number 1. We've seen Jacobs have to go a long way a couple of times, and has been unable to come up with a couple of them as they dropped in front of him.
Yeah, it's been a night of extremes for him.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's what I was looking for.
he either barely has to move or he's got to get on his horse.
First pitch to Cal Brazier. Breaking ball, going to miss off the plate. Masters, like Kyle, trying his best to find that outside corner. I think Kyle probably had a little more success so far. That one will miss low. Kyle had that, I want to call it a slider, but it did break vertically as well.
Yeah, almost like a slurve.
That one was finding zones all the time. As Brazier ahead in the count. Hitters count here 3-0. Cal trying to reach base for the third time tonight. Reach base on the fielder's choice his last time up. Is that one framed by Salvo? Will find the outside and low corner. And the count will move to 3-1. Brazier hit one in the left field his last time up. Is that one? We hit DJ Jackson. He'll step ball in the bag for out number 2, and Cal Brazier retired for the first time tonight. Haven't seen a 1-2-3 inning this entire game from the Locos, as Masters is eyeing down the first one of the game.
Yep, just break it up.
Yep.
So many times in this game, we talked about it. Just get on base. Even if you don't produce any runs, just make it more than a 3-batter inning.
We'll bring up Parker Lester. We'll watch one miss for ball 1. Parker 2 for 3. Would argue that maybe his second one was probably robbed, as that one ranging over there is Ty Gill. With all that speed at shortstop, you knew that one wasn't going to find any grass, and that will retire the side here in the 5th, and we'll head to the 6th inning. We'll see who comes back out on the mound for the Joes, whether it be Boggs or somebody else. We'll be right back with Game 3 of the GLSCL Championship Series as you're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. 7-1 our score as we have headed to the 6th inning. Boggs out for inning number 2. Looking to extend his outing. We've seen a couple of guys kind of stirring around the Joe's bullpen as the bench has grown a little bit larger. The first pitch to Velasco on the outside corner for strike 1.
So Hopewell is in there stretching. Clay Brock has just made his way into the bullpen for the Joes.
We've seen Hughes down there.
Yep. It's been a lot of non-throwing. Basically everything that goes on in a bullpen besides throwing.
The 0-1 will miss off.
All that in a 2-ball game, maybe. Everyone's locked in on the game. You can't play 2-ball in this kind of game. You got to sit and watch.
The Joes in game 2 or game 1 of the South Division series at Big Red Field, we're playing 2-ball almost the entire time. As that one will find its way to the backstop 2-1.
That's become a Big Red tradition. It might have been a little bit of superstition for the team. As both times they've gone to Big Red Field, the pitchers have played 2-ball the whole game, and the Joes put up a whole ton of runs.
26 runs in 2 games up there at Big Red Field.
And it looks like Clay Brock has just picked up a baseball out there in the pen.
Only one Clay Brock. The 2-1. Swing and a miss from Velasco.
And now Joe's bullpen catcher, Brandon McGeorge, is standing in there with him. Brock looks like he's going to begin tossing. There he is.
Everybody wants to put their mark on the championship series game 3. And rightfully so. Go down in Joe's history. 2-2. Big breaking ball, but unable to find the zone. Caught everything but the zone.
Little bit
Boggs.
low. Yeah.
Breaking too much for his own good on that one. Full count here to Velasco, who's 1 for 2. Single and a strikeout here in game 3. A full count. Big swing and a miss. Velasco goes down on strikes in back-to-back at-bats. And we'll bring up Brennan Norton, who has been a thorn in this Joe's pitching staff tonight. It's 2 for 2.
Has the only RBI of the game for Lima. Gave a little bat flip his last time up as well. We'll see what the approach is now for Hughes, or Boggs rather.
Well,
yikes.
That's an interesting one. Spikes one into the green part of the turf.
Unintentional.
Well before the plate.
Unintentional.
He's just trying to throw him off. What do they say? Never let him know your next move.
If he swings on the bounce, it's a strike, so you never know.
1 ball and no strikes to Brennan Norton. We'll foul one out of play. We kind of moved to 1-1. I don't think in all of my days of baseball I've ever seen somebody hit one off a bounce, or at least that kind of bounce.
That's a backyard wiffle ball type thing.
Hitting stuff off ricochets.
Hitting something off the bounce or, whatever.
1-1. Beautiful breaking ball. I don't think Evan Ulrich knew that one was going to move as much as it did. Came out of his stance, and I think with him coming out of his stance, it fooled the home plate umpire. As the count moves to 2-1 here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Brennan Norton trying to keep his hot streak rolling as that one will move the count to a favorable hitters count for Norton. Pair of singles, an RBI, as we mentioned before. A 3-1 hit high into the air, but that's going to find its way into the night sky and over amongst the Little League field. Little League field, well kept, I would say.
Yes.
Over here.
Believe the Harry Phillips Ball Field, I think is the official name.
I know nothing of Ohio, so
I think that's
probably
what it
has
is.
significance. As set in the right field, Melvin going to come in, make a sliding catch. They call it the power slide. Give him a guitar, and that is your 80s hairband guitarist.
Call that an L9 in the scorebook.
Yeah.
That ball never rose higher than probably 25 feet.
We'll bring up Joseph Salvo. Had a single back in the 4th. Also victim of a ground ball double play. 5-4-3 is the first pitch to him. Will miss upstairs for ball 1. A lot of Salvo fans here tonight. You've heard them right in front of us.
Full force.
The Salvo fan club. As the 1-0 almost runs it and hits him. He'll dance out of the way.
I'm going to say that didn't hit him. Wow, that really, really looked like it hit him. Salvo, though, is not arguing at all. He wants to hit very clearly because that really looked like it brushed the top of his pants. But he wants to swing. Probably going to get a good pitch here as well.
Yeah, 2-0, favorable hitters count. Boggs will send that one in. That one's crushed into left center field. But Andrew Patrick calling off Stigler. Range under it, made the catch in front of the warning track for out number 3. And Justin Boggs able to get the first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Will send us to the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-1 our score. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Andrew Patrick will lead things off. Dylan Masters still out there on the mound. We'll throw pitch number 40 to start things off in the bottom of the 6th. Our Director of Analytics, Sam Hughes, to our left, did some quick calculations and said conservatively Dylan Masters has thrown 130 pitches based on the final point streak stats. So getting well up there in the pitch counts over the last 6 days. But if his arm is okay, that is okay with him. As the first pitch to Andrew Patrick, swung on and missed. The 0-1 misses low. Official attendance just came in, Luke.
How about this? A sellout and more.
Oh, my goodness. Standing room only.
600, the capacity at Foundation Field tonight, 649.
Oh, my goodness. Big swing and a miss there from Andrew Patrick. We saw 550 yesterday.
Yep.
It's 100 more people here tonight. That is ridiculous.
Winner take all, baby.
It just means more sometimes, you know? The fans just coming out in full force here in Hamilton. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Dylan Masters gets his first strikeout as he puts down Andrew Patrick for out number 1.
This is what we referenced when Masters was in the bullpen. We can talk all we want up here about, oh, he's pitched so much. He's throwing a lot of pitches. His arm might be feeling it, but he's getting outs. And that's all you can ask for right now. If the dude's arm isn't falling off, he's getting outs, and he's okay to stay in the game, leave him in.
First pitch to Nick Wimmer's going to miss inside. Yeah, that's just a dog. That's just a dude. Is
tough guy.
You know, willing to do whatever he can to help a team win, as that one is fouled off, out of play. Could have easily just said, no, I've pitched 3 days before. My arm hurts. Let me not throw. But instead, you know what? I want the ball. Give me the ball in the biggest spot to hold this lead where it is against this Joe's team. It's only allowed 1 run as Nick Wimmers to get another big swing and a miss.
It's been a big season for Masters. He's going to be lighting it up in the MAC next year after transferring from Murray State to Ohio to play for the Bobcats.
Action, baby. The 1-2 upstairs. Luke Westpoli will likely have some of those games.
Yeah, definitely. when OU comes to town to Miami.
There's the 2-2. Gonna miss off the plate.
A lot of MAC alumni, or GLSCL alumni, I should say, in the MAC.
Yes.
Love to see it. Got to see Joe's ace last year, Sam Klein, come in and shut my Miami Redhawks down on senior weekend.
3-2. Again, Wimmer's going to fight that one off.
Pitched a couple scoreless innings out of the bullpen in a dominant sweep that ended up winning the Ball State Cardinals the MAC regular season title as they stole it from Central Michigan on the final weekend.
Well, shout out to Sam Klein if you're watching. You never know.
He's playing in the Cape League this year.
It could be an off day.
It could be.
The 3-2. Chopped on the ground. Going to be a tough play for Gill. Wimmer's booking it up the line, able to beat him by a couple steps for out number 2. But Wimmer's just kind of refusing to go down on strikes. I would have to check when his last strikeout was.
And refusing to go down easy as well.
Yeah. A backwards K in game 1. And a strikeout in game number 2 of the GLSCL South Series. So hasn't struck out in 2 games as Stigler. Going to watch that one in the dirt. On the season for Wimmers, 15 strikeouts throughout 100-plus at-bats. As Stigler sits in a hitter-friendly count. Masters trying to put back-to-back 1-2-3 innings together. As Stigler will try to hold back. The hips went before the hands. Pulled it through, and that's a swinging strike for strike number 1. Masters working incredibly quick, Dawson Hall-esque. Getting the ball, getting his sign, and just rolling. As the 3-1. Going to catch the bottom part of the zone.
Yeah, he's retired 6 in a row, too. So when you're on, just keep firing him in there.
Keep rolling. Keep that defense locked in behind you. As the 3-2. Going to miss low, and that will be ball 4. Seems like every time we talk about something, it goes the exact opposite way.
I do not predict an Evan Ulrich home run.
Evan Ulrich 1 home run in the playoffs, 5 in the season total. And multiple here at Foundation Field. We didn't think a lot of people would hit multiple out here at the field.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you look at guys who've done it in the past, and they are power monsters.
Yeah.
You look at guys like Griffin Dorshing, who just got drafted by the San Diego Padres, and Sammy Sass at Wright State.
Yeah, Dorshing, who had himself a phenomenal regional as well.
Yeah.
Faced Oklahoma in games that looked like football scores.
And, yeah, I think he hit a home run that went over 500 feet.
Yes.
In college, playing at Oklahoma State. Sammy Sass, they call him Slammin' Sammy at Wright State.
That's such a good nickname. The 2-0. Going to catch the outside corner.
And, yeah, I mean, those guys can hit. This is a really, really tough ballpark to hit home runs at. And to hit multiple is certainly a big achievement for Mr. Evan Ulrich.
2-1. There goes the runner. Actually a start-stop. That ball's in. Oh, not into right field. My goodness.
Great play.
DJ Jackson.
Little high jump over there.
Wow. I'm going to have to maybe test all the verticals of every Locos player and just see if they all jump that high or if it's just Gillen and Jackson. As we get the obligatory pickoff move after Stigler had a start-stop.
There's no strength coach listed on the coaching staff, but some of these guys have to be in the weight room.
No, we know Xenia has one. They lift almost daily, as that one is swung on and missed.
A lot of these guys lift on their own accord, and it's certainly helping. You can tell.
whatever Gil and Jackson are doing, put me on that regimen. I want to be able to jump. Give me back in the basketball court.
Yes, please.
The name fits. I don't have the height, so I got to get the vertical. 3-2 runner off. That one sent out into center field. Going back is Jacobs. That's going to bounce off the base of the batter's eye. Ulrich racing around the bag. He's going to try for 3. He'll be in there. RBI triple for Evan Ulrich. It gives the Santino Morale a little snake over to the dugout. Extends the lead. Now 7 runs between the two. 8-1 our score here in the bottom of the 6th.
Huge stuff there from Evan. That would have been a home run if it was hitting the left field, but you'll take the RBI triple to straightaway center. He just continues to bomb them over the heads of outfielders.
You called the distance, you know.
That is true.
Called
that is
called
true.
the distance. So
I do not predict a Tristan Melvin RBI.
that one will miss off the plate. We've talked about Melvin time and time again, just hits the ball very hard. In his last at-bat, hit a ball out to right field. This grass here at Foundation Field will kill balls. They will die. Is that one off the plate to Melvin? Melvin's ball hit the grass and maybe got faster as it went out to the wall. Herring came in on it and misread it as it bounced past and rolled all the way to the wall, was able to score the one run as that one again hit out into right field. It'll hook foul out into the Locos bullpen.
Nearly caught by a pitcher out there.
Nearly caught, yes.
But yeah, that ball that he hit out there in right, I did not think if there was nobody in the outfield that it would even get to the wall straight up. But not only did it get by Herring, like you mentioned, it must have hit a rut or something that just sped it up in its trip to the wall because it got there.
It looked like turf out there in right field. It was.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really gained speed. The 2-1, beautiful breaking ball from Masters, is unable to break back into the zone. Masters not too happy about it. Dylan Masters has climbed his way up to 66 pitches as they're right in the arm here. And the 3-1 called strike. Melvin had the bat all the way back to the dugout and was taken off the shoulder elbow guard.
Now, Tristan, you better swing at this 3-2.
Yeah, you're not going to get any help from the home plate umpire here on this one after that. The full count. Fights it off. Right-handed arm out there in the bullpen as we keep thinking maybe it's the last inning for Masters, but we've talked about it. If his arm's okay, I think they're going to ride it.
Yep.
So pitch number 69 for Dylan Masters. 3-2 to Melvin. Swung on and missed. So Masters gets a big punch out to get out of the inning, but not before Evan Ulrich triples home the 8th run of the game for the Joes. We're done with 6th, heading to the 7th. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Back here in the top of the 7th inning, it'll be Clay Jacobs to lead things off, 9-1-2. As we have a new pitcher on the mound, Clay Brock. We mentioned we might see him as everybody wanting to get in on this action. Making his 2nd appearance of the playoffs. Through against the Settlers and got the win. in game number 2. There's that one on the outside corner. Rung it. Brock, a GLSCL South Division All-Star as well. Pitched 1 inning at Prasco Park. Gave up no runs in that one. It's a big swing and a miss to Clay Jacobs.
Yeah, and
Go
pardon,
ahead.
Blake.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Clay's a guy in this situation that you want on the mound for the Joes because he just does not give up free bases.
Yes.
You have to work for everything. It's already an uphill battle, but Clay Brock trying to shut things down. He's great at that for the Joes.
We'll try to get Jacobs to chase off the plate on that one. You mentioned how good he's been at not allowing free bases. 26 strikeouts to 8 walks throughout his entire GLSCL season, with one of those walks actually coming in the All-Star game. So that one hit the Parker Lester. Going to have to get rid of it quickly. Does so. They'll call him out. Clay Jacobs not happy with the call, but Parker Lester showing off his prowess out there at second base. Seems like every time we've seen him out there, he's growing more and more comfortable. Ty Gill, leadoff man for the Locos and resident beer batter for the night, as this will be, I believe, the last inning for alcohol sales. So looking for a big punch out to get the dollar off beers. Won't get it as that one sent out in the left field. That'll drop in front of Steven Stigler. He will field that one, get that one in quickly. And Ty Gill back on first. Back-to-back plate appearances. Walked back in the 5th. Now singles in the 7th. Did not see him move a muscle over there at first back in the 5th inning. I have to wonder if maybe they don't want to risk the chance of getting caught stealing here, as you need 7 runs. 1 out for Herring as that one rings the outside corner. Clay Brock controlling both sides of the plate. Gill was able to find his way out in the left field. Sits over there at first. 8-1 our score in the top of the 7th. As that one misses low. Sun has almost set as we get a pickoff over there first. Here at Hamilton, Ohio. Sunset wasn't as pretty as it was yesterday, I'm not going to lie. Might be because there's more clouds, or less clouds.
They're trying to bring more focus on the baseball.
The 1-1 just off the plate. Ty Gill will stop over there at first.
I tell you, though, I stepped out of the press box in the break. This is the biggest crowd by far I've ever seen here at Foundation Field.
Yeah, there's
bleachers are filled, and then there are not 600 seats. There's some room outside.
As that one finds the zone 2-2.
And so some of the seating, quote unquote, is from the grassy areas and concrete around where people can set up lawn chairs. And those are filled 4 or 5 people back from the netting.
The 2-2 gonna miss low, trying to get him to chase, kind of run full. Yeah, it's standing room only or bring your own chairs, BYOC, here at Foundation Field. Likely, honestly, more comfortable than the bleachers. I'd probably bring my own chair as well, I'm not gonna lie. Full count, runner off with the pitch. That one's hit out to Stigler. Will range under it, make the play. Throw be in as Ty Gill retreats back to first. Might have actually had a chance if that one doesn't clip off the glove of Badalak coming back in. But either way, out number 2, and a big out as the Joes just 7 outs away. Just needing to get to those 27 outs.
Yep, and get through this top of the order.
Yes. Most importantly, get through 1 through 4 in this Locos lineup. That have been the hot bats the entire year. We'll bring up DJ Jackson. Breaking ball crushed in the left center field. Andrew Patrick going to range over. That's going to get past him. Loses the glove. Ty Gill going to get in to score easily. With that kind of speed, no doubt he was going to score from first. The Locos get their second run of the ball game, cut the lead back down to 6. It's 8-2 here at the top of the 7th.
Big RBI there. And now it's to the point for the Locos where there's no more stranding runners in scoring position.
Yes.
If you get a guy on second, he has to come home. And with 2 outs here, all the weight on the shoulders of Cade Sadler. Had a solid day at the plate, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored.
Sadler trying to keep things rolling for the Locos as that one kicks off the glove of Ulrich, rolls back in front of the plate for ball 1. Sadler 1 for 3 tonight. Double back in the 4th. That started a bit of a rally. Locos were able to bring 1 run across as that one misses upstairs. Glaybrock trying to get out of this 7th inning. He's come in and thrown 14 pitches so far. This will be 15. Let's give it up his first run of the postseason as that one will catch the zone. The count will move to 2-1. Two outs in an 8-2 ball game here in the top of the 7th. Joe's just trying to get to 27 outs as quickly as possible. So that one swung and a miss back in the glove of Evan Ulrich. And Clay Brock eyeing down his first strikeout of the night. Battle of the GLSCL Titans. Though both teams 2 seeds tonight. Big swing and a miss from Sadler. First strikeout of the game for Clay Brock. We'll see if that's the only inning we see from him. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's stretch time here in Hamilton. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network.
Clay Badalak to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Joes. Hamilton 8, Lima 2 our score. In Game 3 of the GLSCL championship game. First pitch swung on and missed from Clay. Down and away, it breaks away from the bat for strike 1. Locos able to claw 1 back in the top of the 7th inning on the RBI double from DJ Jackson. 0-1, missing off the plate. Similar spot that time. Badalak won't chase. That'll even the count of a ball and a strike. Joes with 8 runs off 13 hits. 1-1, off the plate again. 2 balls and a strike now. Base is empty to the leadoff. Clay 1 for 3. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This one flared into the parking lot, left side out of play, and the count even at 2-2. Crowd riled up, getting ready to explode hopefully in a couple of innings. They're throwing out some free giveaways to everybody. 2-2 the count to Clay Badalak. Long pause, a wind and pitch. Swing and a miss. It's going to require a throw. Barehanded by Salvo. Throw is high, but it's in time as it's pulled down by Jackson for out number 1.
A absolutely raucous crowd prevented me from coming back. It took me quite some time.
Yeah, when you get out of the press box, it's gridlocked out there. Not a lot of room to move.
Run down to the bathroom and got stuck on the bleachers as Sam Lowe will take one inside for strike number 1. good to see the crowd so crazy. As the 0-1, going to miss off the plate. One ball, one strike after the K 2-3 put out. Mound visit here as Salvo just kind of coming out and talking his way to Masters. Yeah. Double barrel action out there in the bullpen. As Dylan Masters has thrown 75 more pitches than I probably thought I'd see from tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike to Sam Lowe, who is 1 for 3. Single strikeout, fly out. Look to keep the base runner streak alive for the Chos. Had the 1-2-3 inning from Masters back in the 5th. But that is the only 1-2-3 inning we've seen so far for the Locos. As the 2-2 on the inside corner, Sam Lowe jumping out of the way. Didn't like that one, as that's going to be out number 2. Masters 3 straight strikeouts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And throws a beautiful breaking ball to start things off to Cal Brazier. I tell you, Ohio's getting themselves an arm right here, an absolute dude. As the 0-1 in there on the inside corner, finding both sides of the plate is Masters, and Cal Brazier down 0-2. Cal Brazier going to call time, was not quite ready to step back in. Brazier just the one hit tonight. Did reach on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. But is officially 1 for 3 as that one's hit out in the right field. Hooking, coming over is Herring. That's going to drop in front of him. Another base runner for the Joes. Hit number 15 tonight. As the lineup flips over.
Second baseman, Parker Lester.
2 outs, 1 runner on. That's Cal Brazier. That's Parker Lester hunts his 3rd hit of the ball game. As the count moves to 1-0. Been a great season for Parker Lester as he started it rather underwhelmingly.
0 for 19.
Tried to put that as nicely as I possibly could.
But he said there was no panic from him, and there really wasn't any panic from anybody around that time. He met with his coaching staff at Miami and Coach Hayden, and he said, you know, that happens. It's okay. Like, just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be fine. He ends up with an average over 300 on the year.
Big swing and a miss on that one. Yeah, always important as a baseball player to not let trends get you high or low. You got to keep yourself as consistent as possible.
And in this league specifically, the talent tends to balance out. Parker Lester is one of the more talented guys in this league. Started as a true freshman in a Division I program. He's going to be good.
Trying again to chase off the outside corner is Masters, but not obliging as Parker Lester. Will even the count at 2-2.
I mean, because you look at 2 guys that are arguably some of the most talented bats for the Joes in Parker Lester and Nick Wimmers, and both started not how they wanted to at all. Wimmers batting around 100. Parker was 0 for.
That one hit on the ground to Gill. We'll have to crawl across the diamond. Almost throws it away from Jackson, but my goodness, Jackson has been probably one of the best first basemen I've seen in this league so far.
Yes.
All done with 7. We'll go to 8. Just 6 outs remaining for the Joes and their back-to-back GLSCL championships. We'll be right back. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Jacob Hughes going to come on in relief here in the top of the 8th inning, as the Locos will send Davis, Velasco, and Norton. First pitch from Hughes off the plate. 85 on the first pitch from Hughes. Hughes joined the team late, much like Smith, much like Boggs, but has been very good for the Joes as that one's hit out of play. The Joes just seem to find these arms that kind of came out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
As Travis Smith, who is going to be a SEC talent going to the University of Kentucky, as that one will find the zone. Justin Boggs, who was a D2 arm looking to move up to D1. And Jacob Hughes, who throws D2 baseball at U of Indy. Will hunt down his first strikeout. The 1-2, big breaking ball. Much like Boggs, you're going to see that big breaking ball from Hughes.
Yep.
And it is a beauty to watch.
Indeed.
1 out, nobody on, just 5 more outs for the Joes. Crowd has stayed throughout. Saw a couple of Locos fans as I made my way down there, and they've stayed all the way through. That's a big swing and a miss from Velasco.
I will say these are very true fan bases.
Yes.
These are probably the 2 most well-supported teams in the league in terms of their fan base and their ties to the actual team.
The 0-1 rings the outside corner. You might see Southern Ohio with bigger crowds,
yeah,
but I do think the fans are a little more.
Yeah, the fans are so connected with these 2 teams.
Exactly.
It really just feels like they have the most support.
0-2 off the outside corner. At the beginning of the season, when I went around and dealt out a bunch of season tickets with the GM, Daryl Grissom, it just seemed like everybody was so excited for the Joes around the community.
Yep.
And it's absolutely showed as we have blown past capacity at 649 people. Big swing and a miss from Velasco has Jacob Hughes showing himself as a valuable pitcher here in the 8th. Brennan Norton, 2 for 3 tonight, but did have his last hit into the outfield, robbed by Tristan Melvin, who did his best power slide, as he's way behind the fastball to start things from Hughes. 0-1.
No workout in the Joe's bullpen. It would be poetic to see a man by the name of Chase Hopewell come out, but Hughes is dealing right now.
0-1. Hit high into the air, out of play. We heard Ryan Finnerty last night say Hopewell's throwing regardless. Win or lose, he's throwing tonight. But maybe he's just not feeling well with the arm. You never know. But he has been sitting out there. Actually, as you say that,
starts to get going.
McGeorge starts to walk out there, and Hopewell beginning to throw a couple times.
Chase is the most passionate Hamilton Joe in
Yeah.
my 2 years here that I've ever met. He loves this team with everything he has. He will put everything on the line for this team.
As the 1-2 comes in from Hughes, almost rings him, actually does ring him. Big bat flip from Norton. Not too happy with the hit by pitch. And he'll reach for the 3rd time tonight.
So now, I would imagine Chase would come in.
Yeah.
Not in this inning, but for the ninth.
No. Not with Hughes throwing the way he is.
Maybe you have a tough decision if Hughes strikes out the side there, but after the hit batter, you got to think it's Hopewell in the 9th inning.
2 outs and a runner on first. That being the 3rd baseman, Brennan Norton. As Hughes gets right back to business, pumping the fastball by the bat of Joseph Salvo. Salvo single, fly out, and a 5-4-3 double play with the bases loaded back in the 2nd. As that one will ring. Top of the zone, Salvo. This is a little nod to the left-hand side. Wasn't quite agreeing with that call. As the count moves to 0-2. Looking for 3 strikeouts in the inning is Jacob Hughes. And he'll find it. Ring it on the outside corner. 3 strikeouts in the inning. And Hughes showing off a little bit. Gets out of the 8th inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Joes having their last chance to put up some insurance runs for possibly Chase Hopewell out of the mound. We'll be right back. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Well, we thought we would see Carter Dorn, and we do. Carter Dorn out of the bullpen for the Locos here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Had the lowest ERA out of qualifying pitchers as Chase Hopewell didn't quite qualify.
Yep.
Had a .87 with 47 strikeouts in 41 innings. He will face Andrew Patrick, who will watch that one catch the outside corner for strike one.
And for the Locos, you understand the rationale here.
Yeah, you throw your best arm, as that's disgusting on the inside corner. Everybody that's thrown tonight for the Locos has a breaking ball that I envy. Absolutely envy.
Absolutely. But, yeah, I mean, you'd hate to go down in a deciding game without throwing your best arm.
Yeah. The 0-2. Hit high into the air, out of play. Carter Dorn on the regular season started all of his 7 appearances, won a record of 2-1, pitched 41 innings, 47 strikeouts, 18 walks, and just 20 hits allowed. So half a hit to inning ratio. As the 0-2 hit up the middle. Dorn trying his best to field it. That's going to go to Gill, who will fire over a missile to retire Andrew Patrick.
Showcasing that skill over there at short. Ty Gill can do it both ways.
Yeah, not a slouch at all running down the line as Andrew Patrick with 6'2" speed.
Yeah.
So having to get rid of it quickly and even beat him by a couple steps,
yeah,
considering how far Gill had to go to his left.
Uh-huh.
We will now see Wimmers hit from the other side of the box for the first time tonight. Lefty Wimmers will face off against the North's best. We may see both top prospects for the GLSCL in back-to-back half innings.
It's looking like we will.
As the 0-1 just going to miss off the plate. South obviously went to Carter Dorn, and North obviously went to Carter Dorn, and South went to Hopewell, both winning that top pitcher prospect. That was a big swing and a miss from Wimmers. Hopewell winning it back-to-back years, as he was absolutely ridiculous this year.
Yeah, Chase, just great pitcher.
And a better person, too. He's
definitely
probably one of the best people.
Yeah, we hinted at it in the last inning a little bit, but he basically came in this year and told the coaching staff, I will do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If, you want me in whatever situation for this team to win a championship.
The 2-2 going to miss inside. And he has done everything. He's started. Yeah. He's had 3-4 inning appearances out of the bullpen.
Mm-hmm. And
every time he's come out, he has performed.
Yes.
And it has just been a pleasure to watch that man throw the baseball this year. It's a 3-2. Going to miss. Roll the backstop. Nick Wimmer's going to take his time to take off the shin guard. He'll walk his way down to first.
But, yeah, I mean, no knock on the Great Lakes League at all. But if Chase does not have such a close tie to this team, probably not seeing this guy in back-to-back years. As I don't know if the secret's out yet, but he will be pitching in a very, very, very good summer collegiate league when this season comes to a close.
Yeah, we'll wait to see if maybe he announces it himself.
Yes.
The first pitch of Steven Stigler in there for strike one.
But yet,
deservedly so.
Yeah, anyways, moral of the story, I mean, Chase he's a fantastic pitcher. He's the success story, the poster child of summer collegiate baseball.
Yeah. As Stigler sends this one out in the center field, Jacobs coming in. Will stop, settle under it, and make the catch for out number 2. Stigler retired as he moves to 1 for 4 on the day. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Really good day for Stigler at the plate. We'll bring up Evan Ulrich, who has reached base every time but one. Struck out in the first, but since then, double, triple, walk. We've seen the 2 hardest parts of the cycle, well, one would say the home run might be a little harder than a double, but first pitch to him going to miss off the plate. Triple definitely the hardest.
Yes.
Definitely the hardest.
Definitely.
1 ball, no strike to Evan Ulrich, who will look to keep things rolling in terms of RBIs. The count moves to 2-0. 3 RBIs tonight, by far the leader offensively for the Joes. The returner himself as well. As that one misses off the plate, looking to hoist the GLSCL trophy back-to-back years, much like Hopewell. Had Zach Breeden with us for most of the season.
He's still here.
He's still here.
He is suited up today.
I didn't see him today.
Yeah, he was suited.
There's the 3-0. Hit high into the air, the green light Evan Ulrich having a smile as he watches that ball find its way out of play.
Yeah, but I mean, how about the returners for this team?
Yeah.
Ulrich, you look at Clay Brock, who just pitched for the Joes. Obviously, Hopewell, the big highlight.
As the 3-1 misses off the plate, Carter Dorn back-to-back strikeouts to Wimmers and Ulrich will bring out Tristan Melvin with 2 runners on, and Melvin gets an RBI opportunity once again.
Yeah, you look at, we talked about Zach Breeden. Evan Ulrich is everything you look for in a catcher. He's got power. You know, he comes up in the clutch for your team. He's got great leadership skills.
Yes.
He's great defensively. Knows how to talk to pitchers.
First pitch to Melvin fouled off and calls all the games.
Calls every pitch.
Much like most of the GLSCL catchers, has a lot of IQ behind the plate.
Yep. And last year and this year, Ulrich part of a 2-man backstop that brought the Joes back-to-back years of the best ERA in the league.
Yeah, one big swing and a miss from Melvin. Yeah, can't quite mention Ulrich without mentioning Wimmers.
Yes, Wimmers
who
too.
was phenomenal behind the plate as well.
Yeah, catchers do not get enough credit
No.
for the success by pitching staffs. The Joes' pitching has been great.
Which is why you see
But-
us giving the flowers now, because as a former catcher.
Yes, the
Always
the
gotta
two
give
guys
my
behind the
flowers.
plate are huge for that.
0-2 on the outside corner. A delayed strike 3 call. I wanted to make sure that we were for sure getting a strike 3, and we do. Carter Dorn gets himself a backwards K, and we will likely see Chase Hopewell striding out. He's still mulling around out there in the bullpen. We'll be right back. The top of the 9th inning, the Joes 3 outs away from getting back-to-back GLSCL championships. Stay tuned for the 9th inning. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the 9th inning, who else but Hopewell? 3 outs stand between the Joes and back-to-back GLSCL championships. Hopewell on the mound has Allowed just one run the entire season. As the first pitch in there to Clay Jacobs. The 0-1. Hit high into the air. It'll find its way out of play. Hopewell with 48 strikeouts on the regular season, 55 total if you bring in his playoff totals. Has appeared in 2 games, got the save both times, 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 hits, 1 walk, and obviously those 2 saves has been huge. We talked about on the whole last half inning as the 1-2 will be in the Jacobs.
Chase giving a little laugh behind the mound there. He's not one in these types of situations to strike a guy out on a breaking ball.
Thought maybe, you get one. Here comes the 1-2, and it's going to miss low. There has been jawing between the Locos and Chase over the last inning.
Yeah, he
got the save yesterday.
He got warned yesterday, as did the Locos dugout.
Yeah. No love lost between these 2 guys, these 2 teams, as historically, as we get a big swing and a miss fastball. Clay Jacobs goes down on strikes, and the Joes inch their way closer. Hopewell looking to do what Hopewell does best. As we move to 1 out. First pitch to the top of the order, Ty Gill. Will miss up in the zone. 93 on that one. Want to know, Ty Gill has had himself a good couple of at-bats. His last 2 plate appearances. Walked in the 5th, singled in the 7th. Came around to score on the RBI double from DJ Jackson. As the 2-0. Big swing and a miss. Absolute swing and miss stuff. We've mentioned this is not going to be the last appearance for Hopewell in the summer. He's going to go play in another collegiate league. And then probably tear it up for UC. I will now probably become a Bearcat fan in the spring. That's the 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Chasing upstairs is Gill. If you're Hopewell, do you just keep throwing fastballs?
You might have to. I mean, at this rate.
The fastball just has so much life on it. Count is even at 2-2. Pitch number 10 for Chase Hopewell. That one misses upstairs. Joes will grab their 4th GLSCL title.
2021, 2016, 2010.
Luke mentioned on the Game 1 broadcast, likely vaults their name into one of the top teams historically in this league. Them and the Locos definitely up there at the top. Is the 3-2 going to miss off the plate, and Ty Gill, like he does, walks his way on.
And right away, umpires quickly coming out to just make sure things calm down. And Evan Ulrich, again, veteran presence out there, comes out to Chase Hopewell right away, and you know exactly what he's saying to him. It's just don't get caught up. There's no need to say anything back. You got a large lead. Finish the game.
You get to a point, you don't want to let the moment get too big for you. You're up 6. It's a big moment to be on the mound back-to-back years against the same team in Game 3, but this time you're at home. The emotions all here. Your family likely here. You don't want to let yourself get too hyped up, and then you end up walking in a couple of guys. That one's hit to the right-hand side. DJ Jackson, or Bryant Herring, rather, able to put that ball into the outfield. DJ Gill into third base with a head-first slide. Game's not quite over yet. Bryant Herring extending the inning. Gets his 2nd hit of the ball game. We put runners at the corners with 1 out.
And this is another situation where do you want poetry or do you want to win a ball game?
Yeah.
Because you could strike out a bunch of batters just try to throw as hard as you can, or you could just try to get outs.
Breaking ball in the dirt to start the at-bat off to DJ Jackson. Jackson, who has caught fire in his last 2 at-bats, single-double, and an RBI back in the 7th. Look to keep things rolling for the Locos as the lead is 6, 8-2 our score. As the 1-0 on the outside corner for strike 1. On deck is Sadler. Sadler a double back in the 4th inning. Came around to score later after the Brennan Norton RBI single. That's the 1-1. Upstairs. Hopewell has only allowed the 1 run we've mentioned. Would be interesting if his only other one was against the Locos.
In the championship, but
would be fitting. 2-1 our count. That one off the plate, bounces out of the glove of Evan Ulrich.
Ulrich probably looked like a little frustrated.
Yeah.
If he got that frame, there's a chance he get the strike 2 call there.
Mm-hmm. A good spot on that fastball. But Hopewell's fastball does have some life on it, we mentioned.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if it's consistent movement, so maybe sometimes breaking more than the others. As that one's hit out to Andrew Patrick, calling everybody off. He'll make the squeeze. Ty Gill will come in to score. They will let that 3rd run come across. For out number 2, Ty Gill comes around to score. DJ Jackson gets his 2nd RBI of the game. But the Joes, 1 out away.
Here we go.
Sadler versus Hopewell. The Joes, 1 out away from back-to-back GLSCL championships. It has only been done a handful of times throughout this league. That one is hit on the ground. Parker Lester going to field it. Throw over to Cal Brazier, and the Joes are back-to-back GLSCL champions. Bottom of the dog pile, who else but Hopewell? They will jump and mob out by the pitcher's mound. The Joes go back-to-back, and it just seemed like it was destiny after a great start to the season. Had a little bit of a slip-up, had a losing streak in the middle, but the Joes were rolling into the playoffs. I only lost 1 game, and that was to Lima on the road.
Yes, and you think about this team all season long, they got the job done when it was most needed. You go down on opening day, you find a way to win. You have that tough first week outside of that. You go 7-0 in week 2 and jump out into first place. You go into that huge skid after the All-Star break. You're going into the last week thinking, is this team going to make the playoffs? They're going to need a heck of a run to do it. And then you go into Grady's Field, beat the Xenia Scouts twice, come back home and clinch. Yesterday, with your back against the wall, you win. Today, there was never a doubt from the start of this one.
Joes score 6 runs in the first 3 innings, and they hop out to a loud 8-3 victory. We will quickly wrap up the season as we all want to get down to party here at Foundation Field. Luke, it just seemed, as you mentioned, that the Joes just seemed like it was destiny at some point. You know, they get hot. You mentioned the end of the season, and it seemed at that point, once they beat the Scouts twice, they clinched the playoff spot, it seemed like, you know what, we're rolling, and I think this is going to be it.
Yeah, there were ups and downs all season long for this team. Assistant coach Ryan Finnerty did a fantastic job. This coaching staff is now 2 for 2 winning championships. Tyler Thaman and Ryan Finnerty. And Ryan came up to us at the beginning of the season and said, we are going to win an insane amount of games this year. And if you ask him, did that go to plan, he'd say, probably not. But all you want is to get here and give yourself a chance, because you could throw the best team in this league's history out here on this field, and it's at the end of the day, it's a best 2 out of 3 series. Yep. And that team could lose 2 games. So you could have the best team this league has ever seen. You could not win the championship. All you can ask for is a chance and a team coming through.
We will unofficially call Evan Ulrich our player of the game. but it has to go to everybody who came in and absolutely gave their heart and soul for this team. The guys who came in late, brilliant productions. The guys who stuck it out throughout the entire season, put together absolute great season. Average leader Casey Fink, home run leader Evan Ulrich, and RBI leader Cal Brazier, and leading the way on the mound, I'd likely say Hopewell and Hudson.
Yep.
Those two at the top. Well, it's been a lot of fun here at Foundation Fields. We will look to continue this celebration into the later hours of the night. We want to thank everybody for what you've done, for tuning in, the amount of interaction we've had, the amount of people that have come up and thanked us, parents, other family. We want to say a special shout out to Shay Hendrickson's parents who gave us a beautiful card. Huge thank you to them. A huge thank you to obviously my parents, your parents, everybody here that is able to make this production possible. Luke, any last thoughts?
Yeah, great season. Again, it always is with this team. Want to thank Sam Muse, Grant Ingham, Pearl Zabel, everyone who made things possible behind the scenes for us all year long, coaching staff, players. I mean, it was a joy to be around these guys.
Yeah.
I talked about it. This is my second year with the team. But not only was this team having a lot of on-field success, this is the most connected I've personally ever felt. These players, they make sure that everyone is included, whether that be fans or, us or team staff, whatever it may be. This was a really fun year, and it's only fitting that this is how we cap it off.
Well, it was been fun. The Joes back-to-back GLSCL champions. Blake Griffin, Luke West Pauly, so long. Go Joes. Everybody have a great offseason, and the Joes will return next year to take on a three-peat run.